Our Lakers Together video series is designed to bring us together and keep everyone informed of our preparations for the fall semester. It is important that we understand what is expected of all of us as we do our best to keep our campus as healthy and safe as possible during these unprecedented times of COVID-19. Equally as important is that we do not lose sight of our mission to educate, to broaden the horizons of learners who come to us to reach their goals. We have many talented professors here at Grand Valley, and one of them is Professor of History in the Meyer Honors College, Craig Benjamin. I've asked Dr. Benjamin to share his love and passion for teaching for Grand Valley and for our students.
Well, thank you, President Mantella. It really is a privilege to be here with you all, with my colleagues, with students, with friends of Grand Valley. This is a wonderful university. I've taught here now for 17 years, just starting my 18th year, and I can say that my passion for teaching is unchanged. In fact, it's probably more fervent now, given the circumstances in which we find ourselves. So there's so much that's going to be different this semester, of course. We'll have hybrid classes, online classes, some traditional classes, but everything's going to feel a bit different. What will not be changed is the passion that I and all of my colleagues feel for teaching. Right? We are here because we love this institution. We've come from all over the world, and we're here because we love the students that come into our rooms every year. They come into our lives, they come into our hearts, and we can't wait to see you again. We can't wait to meet you all now in just a few short weeks. What we do here at Grand Valley is teach students in the liberal education tradition. Now, this has nothing to do with politics. This has nothing to do with being politically liberal. It actually goes back to a Latin word, liberalis, meaning freedom. So liberation, liberty are all part of this idea of liberal education. What it means effectively is education that sets you free, right? That releases you from ignorance. Plato famously compared it to being in a cave, that for much of our lives we're in a cave, we only see shadows of things, we don't see reality, we don't see the truth, and then somehow we're freed through education to begin to see the truth about what it means to be human, the truth about the meaning of existence and so on. So a very long tradition back to the classical Greeks. In East Asian civilization, it goes back to Confucius in the 6th century BCE. How can we create ethical leaders of the future? So it's tied in with a general education, right? We want students to understand various ways of seeing the world. We want them to see the world as a mathematician would, as a scientist would. We want them to think about society as a sociologist does, to be able to read philosophy, to be able to read and write poetry and so on. So all of these elements of a general education are part of what goes into making a liberally educated human. And at Grand Valley, this is what we do. Whatever class you take, at the core of all of our classes is this commitment to a liberal education, and through teaching you a wide range of skills, including, by the way, physical skills. You might wonder why I'm out here wandering through the ravines, because this is one of my favorite places on campus, and my students come out here all the time. We take classes out here, we talk about migrations in this environment, we talk about the First Nations people that lived here and so on. So being liberally educated means having all these intellectual skills, but also physical skills, physical ways of seeing the world. So I can tell you I'm just as passionate today as I've ever been as a teacher, more so I think because this is going to be a difficult semester for students. Things have changed. We're going to be wearing masks, of course, which are essential to our safety. But despite all that, right, and the anxiety many of us are feeling, I can assure you that I and my colleagues cannot wait to meet you and to bring you into our classes, into our lives, into our hearts. I can honestly say there is no more noble a profession than teaching, because through teaching we get to touch the future every day. So we'll see you all in a few weeks as we help you start to realize the incredible potential you all have.